What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports. I'm back with you guys with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Tennessee Titans impact players for the 2019 NFL season. Now, if you're new to the channel and love the NFL, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I upload NFL videos daily. So also make sure to hit the bell icon right next to the subscribe button so you're always updated or alerted when I upload a new video. Now, the Tennessee Titans impact players, man. So the first guy that I have on this list is wide receiver Corey Davis. Now, Corey Davis is going into his third season. Last season, in his second year, he had 891 receiving yards, 65 receptions, and 4 touchdowns. Now, this was a big improvement from his rookie year. And last season, he pretty much met my expectations. A lot of people thought he would probably do better. A lot of people thought he would get 1,000 yards, but obviously that wasn't going to happen with the injuries that Marcus Mariota was sustaining throughout the entire season. But this year, I think Corey Davis takes that leap and he gets at least 1,000 yards. I think he'll probably have 70 receptions, and also he'll probably have about 4 touchdowns, 4 or 5. The next wide receiver that I have on this list is wide receiver A.J. Brown, who the Tennessee Titans selected in the second round of this year's NFL draft. And A.J. Brown, I thought he was the best wide receiver in this draft class, and I thought he would have most definitely been a lock for the first round, but he fell to the Tennessee Titans, which is a match made in heaven because the Tennessee Titans need a couple more wide receivers, and they got that. They also signed Adam Humphries in free agency. So A.J. Brown, he impressed at the Tennessee Titans rookie minicamp, and I'm expecting A.J. Brown to be that number 2 wide receiver alongside Corey Davis with Adam Humphries in the slot. And I think A.J. Brown is going to have a pretty productive rookie year. I don't think he'll have anything crazy, but I think he'll probably have about 600, 500 receiving yards, probably have 40 receptions, and he'll probably have 3 touchdowns as well. I think that's a pretty solid rookie season for a wide receiver. Now, quarterback Marcus Mariota. Last year, Marcus Mariota threw for 3,232 yards, had 13 touchdowns, and also threw 15 interceptions, and he completed 68.9% of his passes. Now, Marcus Mariota, I think this is going to be his best year because since his rookie season, he hasn't had a good wide receiving core. His rookie year was probably the best wide receiving core he has had up until this point, and also his inability to stay healthy. But he's gained some weight, which is going to add some, which is going to keep him from getting injured. I'm going to give him some more durability. But the downside of him getting more weight is that he's going to be a little bit slower. But I don't think it will be too drastically. I don't think it will affect his speed too drastically. I think he'll still be pretty fast. And Marcus Mariota, this guy, a lot of people think that, the Tennessee Titans could move on from Marcus Mariota after this season, but I think he's a pretty solid quarterback if he's just able to stay healthy. I mean, he led the Tennessee Titans to the playoffs and also had a playoff win, which is something that Jameis Winston has not been able to accomplish. So I think Marcus Mariota has potential to be a pretty good quarterback in the NFL if he's able to stay healthy. Next up, we have halfback Derrick Henry. Now, Derrick Henry had a breakout year last season, had 1,059 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns, and averaged 4.9 yards per carry. Now, Derrick Henry, man, had a stellar season. Of course, we can't forget that breakout Thursday night game that he had against the Jacksonville Jaguars when he ran for over 200 yards. And Derrick Henry, he's an interesting case, man, because me personally, I think he'll have over 1,000 yards this year, but I don't think he'll have 12 touchdowns. But I still think this isn't the ceiling for Derrick Henry. I still think he has potential to be even better than what he was last year. And I think that was just a little glimpse of what he can be. I believe Derrick Henry has potential to be an all-pro running back. And I think he has potential to be a top 5 running back in this league. And I don't think last season was just a glimpse, but I think he has a little bit more potential than what he showed last season. I think this year he's going to have a big, big season, and I think he'll probably have about 1,300 rushing yards. I think he won't have 12 touchdowns, but I think he'll probably have 8, and I think he'll probably average over 5 yards per carry this year for the Tennessee Titans. The last offensive player that I have on this list is tight end Delanie Walker. Now, Delanie Walker only played in one game and he got injured, which that injury kept him out for the rest of the season. Now, Delanie Walker, even though he's old, he's up there in age, he still, before he got injured last season, was the Tennessee Titans' best receiving option at that tight end position. He was very consistent, puts up great stats week in and week out. And I think now with him back in the lineup, Marcus Mariota is going to have a very good season. Now you got A.J. Brown, you got Adam Humphries, you got Corey Davis, and you got your number one target back, and Delanie Walker, even though I believe Corey Davis will become that number one guy and Delanie Walker will kind of take a step back due to age and regression. But I think Delanie Walker is still a guaranteed lock to have over 600 receiving yards. He'll probably have 6 touchdowns as well. And I think he'll probably have 50 receptions. So Delanie Walker, now he's going to be back in that Tennessee Titans starting lineup. I think he's going to be very good this year. On the defensive side of the ball, we have defensive tackle Jarrell Casey, who went to the Pro Bowl last year. He had 62 tackles and 7 sacks. And Jarrell Casey is really one of the most underrated defensive players in the NFL. I don't think he gets the credit or the attention that he deserves. This is a really good football player. And I think he's a pretty underrated player, man, on that defense side of that ball, man. He does a lot for the Tennessee Titans defense. He is that heart and soul of the Tennessee Titans defense. And if the Tennessee Titans front seven is going to live up to that expectation I have of them, I think the Tennessee Titans have one of the best front sevens in all of football. It all is going to start up front with defensive tackle Jarrell Casey. Another guy who's been around in the NFL for a couple of years now is linebacker Wesley Woodyard. Now, Wesley Woodyard has been playing in the NFL for a very, very long time. And although he's pretty old, he still puts up solid stats. Last season, he had 113 tackles and 4.5 sacks. So he's a key contributor to the Tennessee Titans defense. And I don't think he's going to show any signs of slowing down, at least not this season. I think he's going to put up similar stats. He's a very, very solid linebacker in the NFL. Next up, we have cornerback Odori Jackson. Now, Odori Jackson, he played a lot of slot corner this year, and he was very, very good at that slot cornerback position. He had 73 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 10 pass deflections. Now, Dory Jackson is a very versatile guy, just not what he does on the defense side of the ball, but he also, you can find him sometimes lined up and on the offense side of the ball. Sometimes I line him up at running back, sometimes I line him up at receiver sometimes. He also is the punt returner and kick returner for the Tennessee Titans from time to time also. So this guy is very versatile, not only on the defense side of the ball, but just what he does, what he contributes to the Tennessee Titans as a whole. He can play offense a little bit, special teams, the defense side of the ball. So not only is he the impact player for the Tennessee Titans on the defense, but he's really the definition of a true impact player. He just has a big impact on the Tennessee Titans wherever they decide to put him at or wherever he lines up at. And I think he's going to have probably his best season of his career so far. Last season was just a stepping stone, man. I think Odori Jackson now is going to reach his full potential this season, and I think this year he becomes a Pro Bowler. The second and last player that I have on this list is cornerback Malcolm Butler. Now, Malcolm Butler struggled early on in the season last year, but he ended up picking it up and started putting together some solid performances as we got into the season late and late. Malcolm Butler, 69 tackles, 3 interceptions, 12 pass deflections. So didn't start out very strong, but he ended up picking it up, finished the season out with a very solid season, really, and it was just his first year. Um, 12 pass deflections, 3 interceptions, man. I think that's a pretty solid season for Malcolm Butler, considering the way that he started out last year. A lot of people thought that it was a terrible free agent signing, but I was just telling people, give him a chance. You know, he's at a new team, still has to adjust to a new system, really, even though Mike Vrabel was the defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. I just felt he needed to readjust to a new team, you know, and he ended up having a pretty solid season when it was all said and done. The last player that I have on this list is safety Kevin Byard. Now, Kevin Byard took a step back, in my opinion. The season before last, he was an All-Pro, and he had 90 tackles, 2 sacks, 4 interceptions, and 8 pass deflections. Now, he didn't have a terrible season. This is actually a pretty good season, but I just thought, you know, he would keep up that all-pro status. I thought he would still keep up that level of play. But overall, he still had a very good season. He's still one of the better safeties in the NFL that doesn't really get talked about a lot. And even that year that he was an all-pro, nobody even really knew who he was really until he became an all-pro really. So Kevin Byard, a pretty underrated safety on the Tennessee Titans defense. And the Tennessee Titans defense is a pretty good group. Starting up with their front seven, man, which is pretty much the heart and soul of that Tennessee Titans defense. They also have some pretty nice pieces at that cornerback position. They have Logan Ryan, Odori Jackson, like I said earlier, Malcolm Butler. So the Tennessee Titans defense is going to be very, very good coming into the 2019 NFL season. And that's it for this video, guys. Let me know how you guys feel about this list. Let me know about some players that should have been on this list and some players that should have not have been on this list. And also make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more NFL content and videos. And thanks for watching.